Welcome to another sneaker video. This time it's none other than the 2014 Retro K-Swiss Si-18 International, a tennis shoe originally from 1989. The company was founded in Los Angeles in 1966 by two brothers from Switzerland, Art and Ernie Brunner. And back then the company was known as Brunner Enterprises, and they mostly imported and marketed Kunzli, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Kunzli tennis shoes from their native Switzerland. And the Kunzli shoe manufacturer had patented a 5-stripe lacing system whereby 5 stripes like these here extended from the bottom of the shoe all the way up to the lace eyelets, and that provided a more secure fit once you tied them up. And they introduced one of the world's first, if not the first, all-leather tennis shoe called the Game in the mid-60s. And the Adidas Robert Haylett, I think that's how you pronounce his name, from 1965 is also in the running for the title of the world's first all-leather tennis shoe. And you might know that shoe under its later name, the Adidas Stan Smith. In 1972, Brunner Enterprises changed its name to K-Swiss after Kunzli Swiss and began producing its own 5-stripe tennis shoes under license from Kunzli. And their signature shoe, which was very similar to the Game, was the K-Swiss Classic, right here. As you can see, it's got those 5 stripes that go from the bottom of the upper all the way to the lace eyelets here. The company was sold to an investment group in 1986, but they kept the heart and soul of K-Swiss going and continued to produce quality tennis shoes. And that brings us to 1989, the year that these shoes, the Si-18 Internationals, hit shelves for the first time. It had its DR cinch lacing system, seen here on the outside, and a heel stability counter, as well as the K-Swiss signature Si-18 or silicone Formula 18 cushioning. And the shoes were so well received, they went on to win Footwear News' 1993 Shoe of the Year award. In 2013, the company was again sold, this time to Korean firm Eland World, and in an attempt to rebrand itself, much to an audience largely unfamiliar with the company, or at least an audience that may have forgotten the brand, K-Swiss decided to retro the Si-18 International. Like them or not, the shoe is a great example, a remarkable example of how a retro shoe should be done. Everything from the original materials and design to the original technologies are present in this 2014 retro. You've got your white leather upper with classic blue and fiery red accents. And on the back you have this really cool design element. You've got 4 stitched in flags, and they represent the 4 host nations of the Grand Slam tennis tournament. From left to right you've got Australia, France, the UK, and of course the US. And right next to that, printed onto the leather, you've got Si-18 and the old school K-Swiss logo. And they've updated this a little bit, so the new one I think has stripes going the other way, going that way. Over here you have the DR cinch lacing system, which basically, as I said before, provides greater support for for lateral movement. So while you're on the court, moving side to side, trying to anticipate your opponent's move. And note that the shoe has the traditional 5 stripes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the D rings here, like on the Classic, are metal, not plastic. Around to the front, the toe box, you have perforations and you have slightly larger ones here on the medial side, and 2 large ones down here, but you do not have any perforations here on the lateral side. The tongue is a very nice, very soft nylon all the way up, with K-Swiss, SI International, and the 4 flags on the tag on the top. The inside is very soft and lined all the way down. So look inside. And a close-up of the laces. The rubber outsoles have a fairly unique design with K-Swiss in large red letters. Just a close-up there. And I remember seeing these as a kid. I used to take tennis lessons. I was never very good, but I remember a lot of the serious adult players wore K-Swiss. And I remember seeing these specifically a bunch of times. And for me, these were just really, really nice, a really clean design. And the flags on the back were just the icing on the cake with these shoes. Now, I never owned a pair until now, but I always liked them. If you're interested, I suggest going through the size. kswiss.com has them. I've also seen them on sneakersandstuff.com. I don't know how limited they are, but retail right now is at $130, and they will be releasing, from what I've heard, other colorways later this year. So that's it for this video. Feel free to leave a comment or subscribe. Did you ever own a pair of K-Swiss SI Internationals? If so, how'd you feel about them? And how do you feel about these? And as always, have a great day.
She calls out to the man on the street. Sir, can you help me? It's cold and I'm nowhere to sleep. Is there somewhere you can tell me? He walks on, doesn't look back. He pretends he can't hear her. Starts to whistle as he crosses the street. Seems embarrassed to be there. Oh, think twice, 'cause it's another